Welcome back, everybody, to another Cobra Kai watch party. We're talking about Sam again. Now, in the last video, we looked at Sam and her rivalry with Tori and how Sam initiated it and clearly never took any opportunity to de-escalate. It's a good video. Click the card in the corner and check it out, or if you want, I'll link it at the end. Today, we're talking about Sam and her friends. Now, there's been a lot of talk recently about Samantha's friends, especially for Season 3. Who will be back? Who won't? Will these plot lines ever be resolved? A lot of passion flying around the internet. But I say, forget all that. You know the one person I want back? It's this kid, right here. You gotta love this kid. The girl he's sitting next to gets seriously threatened in front of the whole school.
I'm coming for you, bitch!
And he's just like, wow, just wow. That does not sound good. Seriously, I would not want to be you right now. I mean, whew, thank God, right? So, good luck with that. And he's out of there. Look how fast he gets up. See you tomorrow, maybe. Seriously, though. Wait, actually, that was serious. I want this kid back in Season 3 for the presentation ceremony as the winner of the West Valley High I Don't Give a Fuck award. He sure earned it. So what we're doing here is looking at Sam's character and trying to figure out why so many people have a strong dislike for her. But why? Now let's do a quick brainstorm. Let's look at all the characters in the show and figure out who has Sam acted shitty towards. Like maybe she lied to them, was rude to them, or ignored them. We'll cross off everyone she acted shitty towards. It's kind of a broad standard, but let's see how it goes. Okay, she lied to her parents plenty, and I'm including her brother too. He's certainly annoying, but in the little they've interacted, she's pretty bad back at him.
Oh my god, Anthony, you make everything worse.
Tori and Aisha are obvious. Yasmin, she was talking shit about. She hasn't done much with Hawk, but you remember she stood by as Yasmin was making fun of Eli. Miguel is pretty obvious too, and she cheated on Robbie. She's the one who yelled to Yasmin to drive off after they crashed into Johnny's car, kicking off the whole story. So him. She's never had a scene with Kreese or some of the other Cobras, so we can just take them out. Now there's Dimitri. She and Robbie got in a fight to protect him, and she does seem to want the best for him no matter how awkward he is to her. But then that's because he's the first outside Miyagi-Do student. He meant a lot to her dad and what they were doing. How did she act toward Dimitri when he literally meant nothing to her? It's like he didn't even exist, because in her world he didn't. So I guess this leaves us with Moon? Sweet Moon. Who knew she was the only character Sam hadn't lied to or otherwise been a general bitch to? At least there's one. Today I'm looking at Sam and her friends, most notably Aisha, and we'll throw in Yasmin and Moon. The series opens with Sam hanging with Yasmin and Moon. The show tries to establish from the beginning Sam doesn't always like what Yasmin does. From her blaming Yasmin about texting while driving, and even though Sam is actually the one who yelled to drive away, she is the one trying to feel sorry about doing so.
I feel guilty about just driving away.
Oh, and by the way, is Moon supposed to be high here?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think she's high here. And just a little later, we get where she gently expressed her discomfort with Yasmin's commentary on Eli.
That is so wrong.
And of course, she says nothing when Yasmin talks about Aisha. Back in Season 1, it was these moments that set my initial thoughts on Sam. She wants to be popular, but wants to feel like she's doing the right thing. So she weakly voices some sort of opposition, but she sure as hell never pushes the point and shuts up about it quickly. Consider when she tries to console Aisha about Yasmin's video. At this very moment, she seems to have some empathy here. But then Kyler comes.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
And it's gone. You expect a true friend, a friend you've had for years, to stick up for you, have your back? Sam never has Aisha's back. I mean, if she were ever to say something, even just to get it off her own chest, it would be to Kyler. He knows Yasmin, and he could have confronted her if Sam was chicken too. Plus, he had his own intentions. He probably would have agreed with her and told Yasmin to knock it off on her behalf, just not to ruin his own chances with, well, that. But Sam doesn't say anything and instead forgets it all in a hurry. How much empathy for Aisha did she really feel? It was there and then it was gone that fast. Would you want Sam to be your friend? Clearly Yasmin doesn't. One thing that always strikes me about this scene is Sam's intent. She's not here to confront Yasmin, she wants to stay part of the group. Do you hear the desperation in her voice?
Whatever Kyler told you was a lie.
And let's stop here and consider this moment. Since the moment Sam got in the car, she's been trying to explain what happened and begging Yasmin and Moon to believe her. She doesn't want anything to change here. She wants to stay part of the group. And consider an alternative. What do you think would have happened if Yasmin reflected for a moment and said, you know, Kyler is always full of shit. That is something he would totally make up. It's cool. I think you would have seen a massive relief on Sam, and she would just let out a big thank you. And then nothing would change. Sam would still be a part of Yasmin's group. Except what actually happened is Yasmin said,
"Get the hell out of Moon's car."
Let's consider this moment from Yasmin's perspective. Notice that she doesn't even for a moment consider Sam's side of the story. Perhaps for the past several months, Sam told lie after lie to Yasmin. It was probably a bunch of small lies to get Yasmin to like her, so she was willing to put up with it, but you get the impression she isn't willing to believe a word Sam says. Also note, Moon doesn't seem to believe Sam either. While at this point Moon will stick with what Yasmin says, I think if she truly believed Sam was telling the truth, she would have said so. Yasmin made her decision and kicked Sam out of the group. So with that in mind, let's flash forward to here.
You're my oldest friend, and I never should have been hanging out with somebody like Yasmin in the first place.
Ah yes, this is Sam's big coming to moment at the end of season 1, and she makes up with Aisha. Except what did it take for her to reach the decision?
And I never should have been hanging out with somebody like Yasmin in the first place.
And get the hell out of Moon's car.
Do you think Sam had a choice in that? Yeah, it's pretty easy to conclude she shouldn't have been hanging out with Yasmin after she got kicked out with no chance of return. And like I said, up until the very last moment, Sam was still begging and hoping Yasmin would believe her and take her back in. So it's not such a big moment of growth and understanding about mistakes made when she literally had no other choice. And also, these scenes take place months apart. She still had to date Miguel for a while, and only when that fell through did she try to make up with Aisha. Now compare her to Moon. You remember Moon actually apologized and made up with Aisha before Sam did. She decided to leave Yasmin on her own. She wasn't kicked out. And then it took, what, maybe an hour for her to make up? So Moon left Yasmin willingly and set things right within an hour. Sam got kicked out while desperately trying to stay and only apologized to Aisha after months and months, and literally everything else she had going for her fell through. Does that sound like a loyal friend to you? If I could paraphrase a quote often attributed to Winston Churchill, you can always count on Sam to do the right thing after she's exhausted all other options. So the show makes pretty clear that in the Sam-Aisha friendship, Sam takes the role of Queen Bee. The problem is that in the past year, Aisha has changed. She has other plans rather than jump at what Sam suggests. Not that Sam lets any of this affect her. Consider how she answers when she thinks Aisha is calling her.
Hey, about time I heard from you. Did you miss me?
Now I'm a guy, so maybe I can't fully judge, but I can't imagine my friends or myself ever answering a phone call with, "Do you miss me?" And just to be clear, it's not some difference between guys and girls. I asked my girlfriend if she and her friends ever answered the phone like that, and well, her reply was pretty much what I was expecting. It takes a certain type of person to answer the phone like that, and it's someone who's very, very self-centered and selfish. And I want to mention that dialogue like this is called characterization, in that it moves the plot forward while also showing the nature of the character. This is something the show does very, very well across the board, and especially with Sam. Consider a few of these other lines.
Dad, when was the last time this thing was cleaned? Just give me the wallet, and I won't tell security. Are there no geckos that take place in a spa?
I especially like this last one because most people wouldn't even think of a spa. You have to be a certain level of rich to go to spas so often you would think of it at a time like this. In these respects, I think Sam is one of the best written characters on the show. We can really learn a lot about her. So anyway, Sam is back in her queen bee role at the beach club, and of course to talk about boys she brings up Robbie, which is when Tori enters. Now part of the reason Tori is so fascinating to people is she's a disruptor in the show, and she definitely disrupts Sam and Aisha's friendship, and Sam is bitter for it.
She can be friends with whoever she wants.
Let's jump to after the altercation. Now, I talked about this in how Sam doesn't even consider offering an apology to Tori, but I also want to look at Sam with Aisha. Clearly, Aisha has had it with Sam, but look at what Sam is asking of her. Can we please start over? Now, this episode takes place just after the 4th of July, like maybe July 6th or 7th. Sam is asking Aisha to start over. Except back on May 19th, they just did start over. It's literally been like 6 or 7 weeks, less than 2 full months, and already again they have to start over. Is this what it's like to be a friend of Sam? Every month or two you just have to start over again because of something she did or said? A great way to measure someone is based on how other people react to that person. By that measure, what do we make of Sam? When Aisha texts "we're done," then stops, or
Get the hell out of Moon's car.
they are both people Sam called friends, and they are both eager to get her out of their life forever. Neither are willing to give the benefit of the doubt, which leaves Moon as Sam's only remaining friend. Now we know from the message Sam is the one who called her, obviously to talk about what happened at the roller rink. The scene picks up with Sam saying they were kicked out and Moon empathizing with her. Now, Moon is someone who abhors all violence, so do you think Sam was telling her the whole story here? Like, if you back up to just before the scene started, do you think Sam was saying, "So I chased her down and knocked her bitch ass on the ground, sending all her food flying"?
And then we got kicked out of the roller rink.
And also Moon says of Miguel,
Well, at least you both moved on, right?
Yeah.
Hey.
now if Sam had confided in Moon what had happened, would she have asked that? Except she didn't, and she plays it off. So what was the whole purpose of this call? She played off what she was feeling for Miguel and clearly wasn't telling the whole story about Tori. It seems like Sam was looking for a little self-validation. She doesn't like Tori and wanted to have someone validate her feelings, which she succeeded in doing. To her, it's worth it even if she has to lie and leave some details out. It's sad Sam uses the one remaining friend as a form of self-validation, but maybe that's why all the others dropped her. You know, come to think of it, yeah, we have to cross Moon off here too. And can you blame them? Aisha is clearly someone that after some time passes and she's not angry anymore, she's willing to try and go back to how things were. But goodness, consider Sam.
You're as pissed off because I kicked your friend's ass.
You can consider that payback for what you guys did to our dojo.
It's a hell of a way to snap at the friend who you were asking to start over with a month and a half ago. No sense of, "oh, thank you for talking to me," or anything of the sort. So that is the attitude of drunk Sam with lowered inhibitions. She's even bitchier than normal. In fact, even though she asked Robbie if he's okay, she's the one who's confrontational to everyone at the party. So it brings us back to here. If bridges really are something you can burn, I guess it's not surprising Sam burned through all hers before this day arrived. No one cares what's about to happen. Even Aisha just looks on with curiosity. And while I do credit Aisha for trying to stop things when it started getting out of hand, it remains that she even waited till then. Now, going forward, I don't know if this will resolve their friendship problems or just add to them. I am curious by the shot which shows Aisha went to Sam right after the fight, presumably to make sure she's okay, and I think she and Moon may feel empathy for Sam, but obviously things can get complicated. I can't imagine Moon liking any violence in school, and obviously with Aisha things have a lot to work out. I think the key to looking forward to Season 3 is Sam is going to have to fix the problems and issues with herself before she can address anything with her friends. I'm going to discuss how Sam resolves all this at the end of the next video, which will look at Sam as a girlfriend. What would it be like to date her? Subscribe to the channel and you can get your answer. And if you haven't seen the video on Sam and Tori, click on that thumbnail there. It's a good one. Otherwise, explore the channel for a lot of great Cobra Kai videos. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope to see you again very soon.
Who wants to take Samantha in? This little piggy needs a group. don't all volunteer at once. We'll take her.